Hi, my name is Gina Shigoda. This is my CRE number 1. Do you fear death? I do not fear death because I am Catholic. It is point blank, like, Catholic. I'm going to go to heaven because I'm going to not die in a state of mortal sin. I make sure I stay out of a state of mortal sin by going to church, praying, keeping my friend, like, good people around me, eating healthy, drinking water, driving safe, not living a reckless life. And I think that affects my relationships with other people. My friends agree with me. None of us are really scared of dying. We know we're gonna go to heaven. It freaks out my family a little bit because they're worried that I'm gonna waste this life on just being religious and following God. So it's definitely somewhere where my family and I part views. Zoe states that she doesn't fear death, but she doesn't dwell on it at all. Dylan was kind of iffy. He's like, yeah, I'm worried that I will die and not live to my fullest potential, but I will die knowing I'm gonna go to heaven. 1 second. June. She's fine. She's out the window. Zoe, yeah, she thinks that she is a merciful God so that he will save her if she does what's correct in her life. Dylan kind of contrasts that by saying that no matter, she knows if she dies without being in a state of mortal sin, she'll be okay. Dylan says no matter what, he thinks that he will go to heaven because God will know his heart in the end. I have to disagree with Dylan when he says that. It is something that really worries me. If I die in a state of mortal sin, I think I will go to hell. I said that in that interview with him just because, it scares me. Zoe, when I asked her, how do you think this affects your relationship with others, she says that death is inevitable. It's going to happen. I'm going to spend my every single day here doing what I can to live the best. I think that applies to, the tail end document that we read, saying, we got to live life while we can. Dylan kind of goes off on a different way, saying June, get down. Saying hey, if I die, I die. I'm gonna live life. I'm gonna be reckless. I'm gonna ride my bike. I'm not gonna do everything to be cautious, which I think is kind of I think I'm kind of in the middle. I'm gonna live my life to the fullest, but I'm always gonna live it in a way that I know I'm gonna be okay and not in a state of mortal sin. Zoe again states that she's not completely made for this world. She knows there is a greater end. Dylan, I think, completely agrees with that because he trusts in God. He's not scared. If he's in mortal sin, he just centers his relationship with God even more. I obviously agree with kind of both of these people. We're not meant for this world. We're meant for greater things. And that's kind of the compare and contrast of what was said. I think that the statements I just made can really apply to death creates social stability. Obviously, we're all religious. We definitely use religion as an anxiety buffer. I think without our religion, we would be completely lost and completely panicking if we were to die. Something that I think kind of resonates with Zoe and Dylan, and again, my response is memento mori, which was said on September 5th, 2025, remember you will die. That lecture really stuck out to me just because we do remember we will die. We do live what life we can. And because of that, we live, through God, obviously. And then the final quote that I'll say is from August 29th, 2025, is you will never feel death, just the anticipation. I think all of us are kind of anticipating our deaths, in our statements that we made. We're all waiting for God to take us, and we're all completely trusting in him that he will take us. It will be painless, and although we might not be anticipating it right now, we know later on in life, when it's our time, it'll be okay because he will take us. And then the course media that I think, I said, the tail end with Zoe, she definitely is counting her days. She definitely is in full acknowledgement of she has limited time on earth to spread religion, to be with her friends, to be with her family. Dylan stated that he wants to ride his bike 20 miles an hour down the road, not looking at stop signs, because he knows if he dies, he'll be taken to heaven because he has full trust in God. I'm sorry, my dog is drinking out of the toilet right now. She's a maniac. But that kind of cues in with fear as a game. He's does these reckless things, I think, kind of to feel something, to get adrenaline rushes from it, which is what that article is about. And then finally, think everyone died young in ancient society, you'd be wrong. I personally am scared that the death age is going up. I don't want to live forever. I do want to die eventually one day. So it's kind of however it is. But I think all of us, definitely, this was a weird conversation to have with my friends.